hey, I'm gone, man. You're running the ship. You take care of the dog. Or when she takes off for depositions, I got it. So we understand, we have deadlines. We're in litigation, which is a high stress type of law practice, and the court doesn't wait. When the judge says your motion is due on the 13th, it's not optional, man. Your motion is going to be in on the 13th, and he don't care if you have to cancel vacations. He don't care if you're sick, or he or she don't care. I mean, you get it done. So
yeah,
we understand the demands of each other's job, which I think makes it easier, because if we're married to different people, they might be like, Freddie, man, come on, it's Saturday, man. Take me out today. And you're like, no, you don't understand. I got to get all this stuff done. I'm doing an expert witness on Monday, and I got a brief due on Tuesday. And I got to work.
I think that's so important. And I think that from my own experience too, sometimes it's if you're in a relationship, no matter what you do, if the other person isn't bought in either way, it's not going to work. It 100% isn't going to work. If, Tribe is engineering all the time or whatever, Hill's doing her thing. If they're not bought into what each other is doing and there's some give inside of that, I just don't think that you could I don't think it can work. There can't be resentment built in that, and consistently building resentment within that spectrum and then have a healthy relationship.
No, resentment, it just it churns inside of you, it foments, and it comes to a head. And no, we don't have, no, I got a great relationship, got a great wife. I'm really lucky, man. Very, very lucky to have her. And like I said, we work hard and then we play hard. But yeah, anytime you want to have us on, and then you could see some of our spirited debates, and she'll tell me how all plaintiffs' attorneys are just a bunch of money grubbing, bottom dwelling, blood sucking, ambulance chasing pieces of shit motivated by nothing but money. And then I'll turn around and say, every insurance company is eagle. They don't give a rip about anything but the bottom line. They don't care about you. They don't care about me. All they care about is making money. They don't care if my client's got a traumatic brain injury and hasn't been able to work in 6 months. All they're saying is, hey, man, you tell Freddie to get better. He's fine.
Put some dirt on it.
Yeah, rub some dirt on it.
Rub some dirt on it.
That's what Tribe was trying to tell a 6-year-old this way. Say, rub some dirt on it and get back in the damn ring. You're a man.
That's what I tried to. And,
the coach wasn't allowing it.
Yeah, the coach wasn't allowing it. And, Hill allowed it. So,
Which you had to go through Hill first to be, she's okay. When wife is okay with it. No, man. You get it.
During that is my time. That's
okay.
That's dead. Yeah. After all the matches, he could go get babied by Hill. But
okay,
as soon as I saw, because he had to get carried off the
mat,
mat. I saw Hill upstairs getting ready to come downstairs, and I'm like,
here we go. You're right.
but she thought he dislocated it or something, because he was down. He went down.
I would give him like you said, give him the time, and then we're going to have a conversation after that with him and parent. Can you do this? Are you okay? Do you want to continue? If he tells me he wants to continue, he continues. If you guys are like good with him continuing, I'm just not going to make that unilateral call without you guys being involved with that as a coach.
In the club we are part of, there it's so huge. So me personally think is like, okay, I got to get to another match, let's forfeit. That's kind of how I saw it. So with that being said, we are switching clubs. We're going to a new club. We've been practicing with this club for a while, and my son picked up and learned a lot from this other club already.
Right.
That he didn't even learn at this club he was at.
It's logical to make that move anyway.
Yes.
They just gave you a reson to actually make it.
Yes.
By the way this transpired.
And just this tournament, he was going to go with the other club. But they're like, let's finish him out with this last one. So
got you.
I wish we would have switched, because the coach that I know over there would have, let my son recover and make his own decision rather than
gave him a chance.
Yes.
Right, definitely. So
he got robbed.
I want to give a shout out. I see our friend Leif in the comment section too. Mr. Wellhaven, how you doing? Leif from Kicking It with Leif.
Yes,
on Hot 1019. I want to
hold on. I'm glad you're getting better, Leif. Because your show can't run without you. So because he's been
down.
Sick.
Yeah,
yes.
I've noticed he's been down. There's something I wanted to. I kind of thought about when we had Leif on. We had Leif on a few
Oh, I know.
ago.
Leif. Everybody knows Leif. Leif
And
is Mr. Billings.
He is Mr. Billings, legitimate. That guy's going to end up the mayor one day. I'm sure of it. But what I thought about, and we're not going to get too deep into this, but I think that it serves a professionalism. Tribe and I left 1019 unceremoniously. We left that situation. You had people like Leif, Big J. There are some other relationships of people that we had over there. And even though that we're in a different media sphere right now, there's some competition with that. That doesn't mean I don't want those guys to do well, right? And I do want them to do well. And whatever we can do with our media vehicle to help them, we'll do it. He'll come on. We'll go back over there. We'll do some stuff over there. I want folks to understand, even in this world of competition and hyper competition, you can still be civil and professional with the folks that you've had experiences with and a brotherhood or a kinship with. So
very well put. Very well put. It's a small town. Treat other people, the way you want to be treated. I mean, the people you see on the way up are the same people you're going to see on the way down.
That's right.
Very well put.
That's right. So, and I just wanted to state that, because I've been shrill when it comes to that station, somewhat, but I still want to be professional with it and still appreciate the relationships that we gained from being over there. And had we not done that for the few years that we've done that, I don't think we would have been able to do this instantly from the level that we did it from.
Correct. And I wouldn't be as comfortable on the mic. There was
remember when we started?
Yes.
There would be two of me's on the show.
Yes, there would be two of Micah's. When we started the Wilburn show, there was a few times when he had a miss, and I'm like, I'm not doing it because I didn't want to talk on the mic. Or
sure.
So we wouldn't have done that show that week.
And for the record, he knows this. Like, I didn't want to do that without him. He knew I wasn't going to do it without him. He's the guy that I wanted to do. I have a relationship that predates us going into the radio show. I trust him. I know what his capabilities are. When we first started doing this, it's amazing when I watch our episodes back and how much he's flourished as a speaker and his own dominant entity now. That it wasn't like that when we started. He was kind of trying to feel his way through, and he talked just enough. Now he can carry shows all by himself, and it's a real. I commend him on the work that he's done, and that he not just helping me be a better host and what he's done for our show, but he's done it for a number of people and their shows too. And he probably doesn't get the credit that he deserves sometimes.
He gets asked for guest host appearances every week, twice a week.
Just about.
Except he never takes me with him.
They only ask for the motherfucking
for
tribe.
They only ask
and that's why.
And then they ask who's that black guy that sits by you on the show.
I know.
I don't really appreciate that, because I used to get that and I still brought him with me. So you gotta do the same thing for me on my way too.
Is that fair? In every successful business
no, it ain't.
In every successful business partnership, if a star starts to emerge, man, sometimes the other person gets left holding the bag. I mean, like, what was the name of that other guy in Wham? Anybody know?
Fred.
Yeah.
You got George Michael sitting down there, and I'm just Fred.
If you saw the Ike and Tina story on TV, producer comes around and says, "Hey, we want Tina," and Ike's like, "Oh yeah, we'll be there," and he's like, "No, we want Tina."
Yeah.
And Ike's like, "Oh."
So you're saying I'm Tina? I've been abused for years,
and you're finally breaking away.
Whoa, Anime. Hold on, Anime.
The story's making some sense.
Hold on, Anime. Why you ain't singing it like I told you to sing it, Anime?
But like Shan, he invited me on his show. So if you guys are what you guys want, if that invitation is still open, Shan, we'll take it.
He just wants me to sit there quietly and smile.
Yes.
And yes, Tina No Runner. I want to go with it. I want to go with.
Yeah,
it.
wait. In the Ike and Tina, where do I come in? Am I like the roadie or something? I carry the bags.
Sure.
I'm pretty sure I seen you in the band.
Mm.
Okay. We got who else do we got up in the chats? We got Shan. You know, he has Montana.
It's-
Cannabis. Canna.
It's something. I'm trying to remember it.
Come on, help us, Shan.
Can't.
Yes. It's about structured around cannabis and all of the political stuff behind that. Okay, then we got Jason. What's up, Jason?
Jason.
Bro, you see how people just dismiss me? Dan says it's the Tribe Show, and there's Fred too. No, well, where's Prince?
Oh man.
We got Jacob LaRock in the building.
And you also
JJ,
got Jacob
JJ.
Plasterer, which is Young Sonny. I think he's emailing you a song too for today.
Okay, and then we got Danielle. Yeah, what's up, Danielle? It says it's a Tribe Show.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no Prince in there.
Yeah, did you see that?
Crazy.
Shan was like,
I seen the comment and didn't say nothing. I'm just like, I'm pretending like I didn't see that one right.
Shan was like, I invited you and Fred. So yeah, Mike.
It's still no Prince.
I know. Okay.
Getting that age where I need glasses to read.
And so
No, I know. It's just funny.
Definitely message me later. Okay. Oh, there's the wife up in the.
oh, look at Maddie. See, this is a real wife right now.
Jesus
because
Christ.
he keeps it real, right? He
My
was
turn in
complaining
purple,
that
guys?
he wasn't being included, right? And his wife, Maddie, comes right on and says,
It's
"Well,
our wife.
oh, you
yeah,
guys'
yeah,
wife.
yeah,
My
yeah.
apologies. You better
I'm
talk
gonna
more.
stay
Then.
out this one.
Maddie, you are beautiful. That is fantastic. She's
You
not
are
lying,
beautiful.
though, is she, Prince?
No, we've talked about it many times
So-
with her. I've talked about it with you guys. I'm practicing it. I'm working on it.
Shan, his podcast is Montana Minute.
Montana Minutes.
Yes,
Montana Minutes.
Minute.
Check that out, and it's a cannabis show about what's the going on in the cannabis industry
Oh, what the f-
politically, from a retail perspective, the whole thing. Correct?
Shan,
Is that right?
trust me, you want me there.
Yes. I think it's Friday nights and Saturday mornings. I'm pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, Shan. But yeah, welcome to. Oh, I almost said the Wilburn Show. The Justice League podcast.
Oh, you mean the Tribe Show? This was the
yeah,
Tribe
the
Show.
Did you see the train wreck of me trying to introduce the show?
Oh, I
Were you watching?
no, because
Oh my god!
because I don't.
that was while that was going on.
Yeah, I didn't have service
Oh.
inside the metro, so yes.
Bro, it
Caesar,
was-
how are you doing, my friend Caesar? We appreciate you being in the comment section, my friend. If you have questions, like you guys are a part of the show. This is the great thing about our deal is you guys are a part of the show. So just ask questions, poke fun at us. We're about all the business. We want all the smoke.
Don't poke fun
ask
at
a
me.
lawyer a question.
Ask the lawyer a question.
Absolutely.
He,
The answer is always it depends. But yeah, no, ask your questions, man. I'll do the best I can.
so but you do free consultations and all of that, right?
Absolutely.
Do you do pro bonos and stuff?
I got a pro bono case right now, and it's kind of funny. A lot of lawyers don't like taking the time to do pro bono, and the way it works is Judge Moses, who's recently retired, he called me one morning about 9 o'clock. I was walking down the Albertsons baking aisle, look at my phone. It's Yellowstone County. I was like, I better pick this up, and it's
Right.
Judge Moses. He says, "Hey, Craig, how you doing?" It's Judge Moses. I said, "Good morning, Judge. I'm fine. How are you?" He's like, "Great." He's like, "Craig, we got I was just talking to Patty Fain, who runs the Montana Legal Services Association, and we've got a great pro bono case for you. It's a gal with having some custody issues with her ex, and I think you'd be perfect for it." And I'm like, "Judge, I really don't do family law. I'm not well
Right.
versed. I don't want to mess anything up. I really have a little experience." He goes, "Oh, Craig, that's exactly what we're looking for. That is exactly what we're looking for."
Wow.
So when a judge asks you to do something,
You
there's
do it.
really only one answer. It's
yes, sir.
Yes, Your
Honor. Yes.
so I'm struggling through that one, but I have friends that do family law. And whenever something comes up, I take them out to lunch or drink, because I don't want to mess it up. I've got a narrow practice lane. All I'm doing is plaintiff civil litigation, mostly personal injury. So I try to know that area real well. But yeah, if there's other questions, Send them in. I get phone calls every day from people with all kinds of issues, all kinds of things I want to talk about. I always take 5 minutes out of my day to talk to these people, try to explain what little I know about that area, and try to get them pointed in the right direction and get them an appropriate referral to an expert. Because the practice of law is like the practice of medicine, man. I mean, you don't go to a brain surgeon for a podiatry issue. And you don't go to a podiatrist if you need brain surgery.
Right.
Do you have
that's true.
like regular clients? So like I watch a lot of shows, and in shows, they'll be like, let me call my lawyer.
Yeah.
Do you have clients that just can call you up and have you ready to go like that?
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing.
Pretty dope.
I don't have a lot of repeat business unless somebody has the misfortune of getting into the second car accident or the third. And I've had repeat clients. I mean, when somebody walks out my door after we settle a case and they get a check, I say, best of luck. I hope you don't ever need me again. But if you do, you know where to find me.
You know the right guy to come to.
And former clients and friends will call me all the time if they have an issue. They say, hey, I might have a personal injury client says, hey, man, my 22-year-old son just got arrested for PFMA and he's in jail this weekend, man. Do you know a good lawyer? And I'm like, yeah. This is how the bond situation works. There's no bond on this charge. They're going to sit till Monday. They're going to get arraigned Monday morning. And here are some really good criminal defense attorneys that I think you should reach out to. And those 100% probably going to require a retainer. But I try to get people pointing in the right direction.
He 100%.
So you specialize in injury then?
Yeah, that's right. You weren't here, Tribe, when I so this is a time for me to repeat my entire plug, isn't it? Wow.
Yes,
he teed that up for me.
Yes, because Shan says, do you do cannabis law? So
I do not do cannabis law, but let me tell you a hilarious story, and I don't know how this escaped me at first. I had a client, delightful young girl, kind of a terrible case, but I closed out her case. She's a tattoo artist here in Billings. Very, very nice girl. I'm not going to drop her name, but so when I moved, when I was a solo practitioner with no help at all. I was out at 1780 Shiloh and Avenue C in that little strip mall where that Subway is. And then when I got to the point where I needed full-time help, and I hired a legal assistant, and then she went to school and became a paralegal, and she's my receptionist / legal assistant / paralegal now. She runs the front office. And I moved down to where I'm at now, which is in the Grand Building above Jake's downtown. My address is 100 North 27th Street, Suite 420. So when I'm just moving to this office, this girl comes into me and she says, Craig, you should be the weed lawyer. And I'm slow. I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, Suite 420, dude. You should be the weed lawyer. And I was like, holy shit, that is brilliant marketing. I said, I can put this on my business cards, but I could spell sweet, SWEET 420, and then have a leaf on my card. So I got the perfect marketing opportunity for that. But no, the answer is I do not do cannabis law. They're general business, dispute, litigation, contract attorneys are probably the best people to go to. If you want to go to my website, which is hensel-law.com, HENSEL-LAW.com, I'll respond to it after the show. Try to point in the right direction, but the short answer is no. And back to your question, Tribe, my practice is pretty much entirely plaintiff's personal injury litigation. So all of my clients are people who have been injured through the fault of another party. That can be premises liability, like a slip and fall, or a carbon monoxide mold exposure in a bad rental. Could be dental malpractice. Could be medical malpractice. But 90% of my cases end up being something to do with motor vehicles, car collisions, motorcycle accidents, trucking accidents, pedestrian vehicle accidents, people that get messed up by drunk drivers or uninsured, things like that. So anybody that's injured through the fault of another party, that's a good lead for me. And I've got a handful of wrongful death cases too, where family members have come to me because people have been killed in traffic accidents.
So like that, the YMCA, that road rage.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that guy that got killed in front of the Y? Man, I remember reading about that. Here is the thing, and this has come up before.
Hold on, because I'm a witness to it. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm usually looking for insurance money. It's a very, very rare case when somebody comes to me and there's no applicable insurance coverage, but that person is independently wealthy, so we got somebody to go after. We're always looking for insurance money, the people that do what I want to do. That case, insurance companies will always exclude intentional acts or criminal acts.
Right.
So the way I explain this to people when they ask me about those exclusions in my office, I say, tell you what, somebody comes over to my house, for cocktails, and they're leaving my house, and I didn't didn't shovel the snow on the front walkway and it's slippery and they slip and crack their head, they can make a claim against me and I'll turn it into my homeowner's insurance and say, you know what, I should have got rid of that ice. I knew it was there. It's been there for 3 days. I just didn't do it. My bad. I was negligent. Go ahead and pay this person's medical bills. But if it's somebody that doesn't want to leave my house and they get too drunk and mouthy and I shove them off the front porch and they fall down and crack their head, insurance company's not going to cover that. That is an intentional act and a criminal act. So in that situation, probably no insurance there. Probably.
Oh, I think that is an important distinction. I don't think people actually know that. Like, we covered some ground right there. I think that was healthy information for people, to distinguish between those, why that would be. One question I do have for you is, do you do, folks get hurt at work? Do you cover that stuff? Work related.
Workers' compensation, good question. And the answer is no, I do not, unless there's a viable third-party claim. Workers' comp is a specific narrow niche of practice. It's very, very heavily regulated and administered by the state. A lot of administrative rules and regulations, and it's something I've chosen not to do. I have some friends that are very, very competent work comp practitioners, and I will usually send those cases to them because I just don't do it. However, if you're injured at work, it's a work comp claim. But if you are injured at work and it's due to the negligence of a third party, then you have a work comp claim and you have a personal injury claim against that third party. Like, say, for example, somebody's out working on the highway, doing construction, changing out a bridge or something, and one of their coworkers backs into them and crushes their knees between a truck bed and a trailer. That's a coworker. That's a workers' comp claim. If Joe Schmo is just driving down the highway and texting and fails to pay attention and veers over and hits that person while they're working, we've got a claim against that driver in addition to the work comp claim.
So were you part of our, I don't know if you can answer this or not, back COVID when a lot of the elderly was neglected at some of the nursing homes?
I have not had any COVID exposure cases. I've not had any of those clients. I have peers in this town that have taken some on. I have some peers, good friends of mine, people I co-counsel with sometime, and I respect very well. I know they took on some of those cases where these people in the nursing homes got exposed to COVID, and I'm not sure how they all shook out or if they're still pending, but the proof problem is, how do you show where it came from? I mean, did the staff person go home and get it from their significant other and come back to work? And then, I mean, was it somebody who brought in food catering? Was it the janitor? Was it one of their family members that was visiting them? How do you prove where it
I would
from?
assume to make that work, one of the things, and this is, I'm not a legal person, but I would think logically you'd have to prove source first.
You have to prove, in a negligence case like that, you have to prove they failed to act reasonably under the circumstances. They failed to prevent a foreseeable and known risk. And man, we were all so mystified back in 2020. Nobody knew what the hell was going on. We thought the world was ending, right?
And nobody had a good understanding of what was what, and it was changing under. I think people took the CDC guideline and used that as, well, the CDC said this, but if you really read those CDC guidelines, there's an out that they put in there that's basically saying, to the reasonable knowledge of what we have type of deal, but in no way, shape, or form is this 100% of anything, right?
Yeah, and those guidelines were changing constantly because what we were learning about transmission early on, that changed all the time, and what we're learning about communicability and what we could do to protect ourselves. And finally, they said, everybody go home and stay there and don't interact with anybody else. And man, that was a strange time. That's when me and my wife and I discovered the joys of Kirkland brand boxed Cabernet Sauvignon, $13.99 for a big box of it, and it's not that bad.
Okay.
Mike Craighill says Craig is a silver fox.
That's my buddy Mike Craighill. He's a good friend
What's
of
going
mine.
on, Mike? How you doing? Thank you for tuning in.
Well, first of all, I cannot deny nor refute that I'm a silver fox, but opinions vary. Mike, good friend of mine. I had lunch with Mike the other day, and I've been telling Mike forever. It's like this running joke. He says, I was going to be a lawyer. I said, Mike, go to law school. It's not too late. He's 47 now, so I think everybody should, in the comment section, encourage Mike to go to law school. No, Mike's a good friend of mine. He and his wife have become very good friends with my wife and I. As a matter of fact, we did something a year ago, last June, that I'd never done before. We went on a couples cruise. 3 couples, my friends Gary and Louisa Mugridge, and Mike and Antonia Craighill, and Katie, my wife, and myself. We did 7 days on the Carnival Mardi Gras in and out of Florida. And
Wow.
And we got on Family Feud, and it was a
Did
lot
you guys
of fun.
kill it?
Well, Mike, I'm sure Mike's going to offer a comment that's something about 12 points. Here's the deal. I mean, there's 5,000 people on this ship, and we interviewed and applied and went through the preliminary rounds and qualified, and I was kind of the lead in charge of it. I got us on the show. We went on the show, and we beat the other team, and we got to the fast money at the end, where one person goes first and gets 15 seconds to answer 5 questions, and the second person goes and gets 20 seconds. I went first, and I choked. I flipping
12
choked.
points, he says.
12 points.
Wait a minute,
Mike.
12 total points out of
12
5
total
questions.
points. And his wife, and the thing is, the host, when they're backstage, are like, it's the adult show. You can be salty, but whatever you do, don't say the word fuck. Don't say the word fuck. So Antonia comes out from the soundproof chamber, and the cruise director says, Antonia, I got some bad news for you. Craig got 12 points. You only need 188. She turns around and goes, "Fuck you, Craig." So it's not my finer moment, man. It's not my
I
finer
think
moment.
you were being a great friend. Then I'm going to play devil's advocate here. You wanted somebody else to have some glory. So you were giving somebody else the opportunity to be the savior.
Yeah,
because
that's
everybody
it.
wants to be a hero.
I took a dive like Bruce Willis in Pulp Fiction, man. I took a dive.
You see that?
Hey, is this your wife in the chats?
What's her-
Katie Huso?
That is my wife. Yeah, my wife. Hey, shout out, Katie. We were talking about
What's
you.
up, Katie? How
She-
you
she
doing?
says-
Thank you for tuning in.
She says, "This is hilarious. I would love to be on the show with the Silver Fox sometime."
Oh, well, look, man. The
So
invitation
we
has
can
been
get-
made and accepted.
We can get Katie and the Silver Fox out of their house and onto the show with Katie. And that's a show in itself, Katie and the Silver Fox.
Oh, yeah.
Tune in every Sunday night.
Can we have like a special rerun of the Family Feud?
Well,
Again.
the only thing is they
rerun.
wouldn't. It's not videoed. It's not recorded. They do because of licensing. As a matter of fact, they told us the entire audience was barred from even taking pictures. Although we did get to take pictures in front of our sign and our team name. And this was, I think, Mike or Antonia Craig. No, Louisa came up with this. Our team name was the Yellowstoners.
The Yellowstone. no, I'm saying, can we
What
redo?
else could it
we
be?
redo it on this show, and you guys redeem yourself?
I can't do worse than 12 points. I don't think I can do worse. I mean, mathematically it's possible, but yeah, it was we kicked ass all the way through the prelims, and I was the guy that did the qualifying rounds, and then we beat the other team, and then I just choked.
So how did you feel? Did anybody kind of rub it in? Was it
Dude,
like one of those things that it was so bad that nobody talks about it?
Well, we would walk around the ship the next couple of days, and people would be like, "Hey, 12 points."
Oh,
You got a nickname.
boom!
12 points. And she says Mike Craighill should definitely go to law school.
Mike Craighill should definitely go to law school. He should definitely go.
Mike Craighill, Esquire. Nice ring to it.
I like that.
Yeah, and Mike and his wife, I was going to give him a plug up. Mike runs the Soup and Such restaurants.
Okay.
I
He's got
love
one-
those.
He's got
Love
one
'em.
downtown where I eat often, and he's got the one out at Shiloh Crossing.
Which is the
And
one I
it's-
frequent. It's a great one.
And his beautiful wife Antonia runs Velvet Cravings downtown, which is a bakery and a sweet shop, and she makes fantastic desserts.
Okay. I know them. Mike, he's part of Beef Comedy, right? Or
Beefcake Comedy.
Beefcake Comedy.
Yeah, and my mic is cutting in and out. As
Yeah,
long as the
same.
people out there can hear me, I hope that
We apologize for the
Tribe's
technical
fixing
difficulties,
it.
uh,
I
but
fucked
Tribe
it
will
up.
fix it.
Freddie's coming in clear. I can't hear myself.
I fucked her up.
I can hear Prince.
Could-
And
check.
I can hear you. I can hear
All
you.
right. Yeah,
Yeah.
there I am. Okay, I'm coming through a little low, but yeah, it's good. Mike Craighill, along with Brandon Lucky
Tell me when to stop.
and Rudy Mockel are 3 very talented guys. I have long connections to the comedy scene here in Billings. I ran an open mic for 13 years. Got away from it about a year ago. It just got a little burned out. Lost my desire to write and perform, and haven't touched it in a year. I don't No, I might go back sometime. I might not. But Mike and Rudy and Brandon keeping the thing alive, and they have a production company, Beefcake Comedy, and they are going to be doing a show out in Laurel at Casey's Palace. And let me pull up my calendar because I just told Mike yesterday I would run the sound for him, and I will get you that date.
Can we potentially get them to come and do a show here?
They would love the exposure. They would love
I
the
think
exposure.
that we should set that up. What do you think, Tribe?
It's April 13th.
April 13th at Casey's Palace in Laurel. It's the bowling alley. It's up on the second floor, and I just learned this. I've been out to Casey's Palace a bunch of times. I didn't even realize they had a performance room in the second level. So that's where the comedy show will be on April 13th. So come out, get your.
Is it stand up?
It is stand up.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So can you tell us one of your jokes you did back then?
I'm not gonna do a bit because it's different on a podcast than it is when you're in a bar and
And the people are drunk and actually laughing, but we're in a bar.
We're in a bar.
Oh, he put heat on you right there, Craig. He put some heat on you right there.
People always do that. It's like, come on, dance, monkey.
Be funny.
About to say,
Be
like
funny.
Circus monkey.
No, I have bits. And I'll find some stuff on YouTube and send it to you. But no, I'm just going to try to be spontaneously funny today when I have an opportunity to, and demonstrate that I can be witty and clever at times. But it's a lot different than me doing a 90-second to 120-second bit with no audience here.
It was there any times you like bombed the?
Oh, hell yes. Hell yes. Are you kidding? Yeah, here's the way it starts. And this is how it started for me. 2010, I wasn't even married to my wife yet. She's saying, I heard there's this open mic comedy stand-up comedy out at Manny's. Want to check it out? I'm not even sure I knew what the hell open mic stand-up comedy was. We went out there and I watched some of these people. And after about 40 minutes, I'm like, I can do this. I can
do this.
I can do this. So then I challenged myself to do it. And the first time I did it, man, I sucked. And when you bomb in comedy, apparently we're not regulated by the FCC, right? We can drop anything.
We can drop anything.
Okay. Because in comedy, when you do really bad, what they call it is eating dicks. You're like, man, I ate a bunch of dicks last night. And there was a comedian that used to live here, and he moved to the Midwest, but he had this joke about it. I'm not going to do it justice, but he said something like, in comedy, when you bomb, they call it eating dicks. So like you have to eat a lot of dicks to get better. So when I see a stand-up comedian that's really, really good, I'm thinking, man, that guy had to have eaten a lot of dicks along the way. And then he said, then when I'm watching a porn and a woman's performing on a man and she's really good, I'm thinking to myself, wow, she had to,
So let's do this, Craig. So because we can do whatever we want on this show and there are no limitations, as you being the judge, Tribe, Prince, and we'll give you one of our best jokes. You tell us if we could make it in the comedy. What do you think, Tribe? Are you game?
Okay,
because you always got some good ones.
We got to start with you because you through the last show we were supposed to be on. Remember, Craig?
We were supposed to come on.
Yes,
that's right.
So we still owe him an appearance. For the record.
And let me tell you something about doing stand-up comedy. You don't want to do other people's material. That is a big, big faux pas. Yes. And in the comedy world, the lowest life form is a joke thief. And it happens a lot. It happens at every level. Some big names have been accused of it. But the challenging thing is you got to write something that is unique. And you can't go for the obvious low-hanging fruit because somebody else is going to is going to have written the same thing. So you got to write something personal, something about your own life. So it's easy to repeat jokes that somebody else has written that are really funny. But the challenge in doing stand-up is writing something
is being unique and
an individual, your point of view, your unique point of view, your perspective on the world, how the world looks through your eyes, funny observations that you can craft into some zingers and some punchlines and stuff.
And I want to get this. I want to ask you this question because I've heard other comedians say this especially when you're talking about the stealing of jokes, right? Mm-hmm. A comedian said there's the problem with being a comedian sometimes is there's so much stuff. People are so creative. You could write a joke that you don't know somebody's been doing already. And have just small nuances in the joke, and you stole it. It doesn't matter if you didn't know it or not. So you all almost have to come up with your material and then go back and kind of check around and make sure people aren't in your space too. Is that something you have to do?
It happens. It happens. And then I used to host sets at the R Club when we had those touring triple run comics that would come on the road, and they had live standing Friday night stand up comedy at the R Club, Billings Hotel. And I had this joke about I don't know what I'm not going to do it justice now, but I had this joke about when they had that Montana meth awareness. It said there's a picture of like a bathroom, like this dirty, filthy bathroom with shit strewn all over the place. And then the caption says, "Nobody thought they'd lose their virginity here. Meth will change all that." And my spin was like,
That's funny.
When I was 15, man, I didn't give a shit. I just wanted it to happen. I don't care if it was in a porta potty, man. I just wanted it to happen. And I said, if I thought I could lose my virginity in that bathroom, I'd be camped out there.
When you're young,
Amen.
when you're young and you are in the infancy of you having sexual relations, whatever's happening around, the backdrop doesn't matter, right? You could literally, me personally, I could be at a skinhead rally. I could have been at a skinhead rally and been like, "You want to do this? I'm pretty okay with this." So when you're young, you don't care about that. As you get older, you're like, yeah, I think this might not be the spot for us to continue with this action.
Okay, well, that reminds me of a joke and a disclaimer. I did not write this street joke, internet joke, but the joke goes like this. In every relationship, there are 3 phases of your sex life. There is kitchen sex, bedroom sex, and hallway sex. Kitchen sex is that first couple years of relationship when you're so turned on by each other. You're so hot and bothered. Man, you'll just throw down and do it anywhere. Just rip the dishes off and do it right on the kitchen table. But after a few years, you get a little more comfortable with each other. You get a little more relaxed, and you look for more comfortable places to express your physical affection for each other. And that's when you look for bedroom sex. Then 5 years after that, you get to the hallway sex phase. And that's when the only time you have sex is when you walk by each other in the hallway and say, "Fuck you."
Which happens to be true.
I'm glad I haven't got to that point yet.
Oh, it's coming, buddy. Let me let you know. And
you're married, Prince, right?
No, we are engaged.
Congratulations, man.
We're legally married.
Are you common law?
We do our taxes together. I think that's the only thing we do.
Yes,
together.
but
well, if taxes are the only thing you do together,
is it
man.
common law? We've
No, I'm
been,
just kidding.
we've been. I don't know how it works because my mom does that stuff kind of with me.
hey,
But
you're at the hallway sex already because taxes is the only thing.
The only thing you do together
No,
is taxes,
no,
man.
okay.
I don't know, man. Maybe
We do everything
Maybe we can
together.
talk him out of it, Freddie.
we got to talk about it.
But how long have you been with your lovely fiance?
For 8 years almost.
He's
Wow,
been
that's
been
awesome.
with her for 8 years. She's been with him for 4 years.
No.
and
Congratulations, man.
and
That's
me
good.
for what?
Thank you.
A couple months. So
Common law, you can file a
You for a couple
declaration.
months.
You can file a
Utah is a
declaration
great
of marriage
place.
in Montana. You can go down to the courthouse, get an affidavit, and fill it out, declaring yourselves legally married, and then it gets recorded, and then you are legally spouse, husband and wife. You could do that, or you could do it quick and dirty with the justice of the peace. Common law marriage, I haven't looked at that since the first memorandum and the first legal research assignment that we had to do in the fall semester of my first year of law school in 1993 in Missoula, Montana, at the University of Montana, was what are the elements of common law marriage in Montana? You got to be living together. You have to hold yourself out to the community as husband and wife, and her taking your last name helps. And then it has to happen instantly. Like it has to happen. It doesn't have to be a ceremonial exchange of a ring, but it's got to be a moment in time when you say, "We're going to be married. Will you be my spouse? I'll be your spouse. I'll be your one and only forever. Legally, let's do this."
Yeah.
That's common law marriage.
Okay, then we did that. We did it last year together.
Jason
Oh,
said.
congratulations.
Jason said, "Leave Tribe's wife alone."
Prince, leave his wife alone. Okay.
Yeah,
she's right
knock it
there
off.
she's right there in the comments.
Yeah, she said, "Stop." Stop putting it out there, Prince.
Stop
Sorry.
putting it out there.
Yeah, no, me and Hale, we finally got married 6 years ago after being together over 21 years. So
Holy what?
Yeah.
Wow.
Our thing was we don't need a piece of paper or anything to tell us,
That's where Maddie and I talk about it.
But we went to Vegas on a birthday trip because my birthday, and I'm like, let's get married, and we ended up getting married in
Awesome.
Vegas.
Did Elvis do it?
No, I was going to pay the extra $300 for Elvis.
They wanted $300 for Elvis to do it.
Oh,
Man.
one impersonator. So, but we had like people we didn't know at our wedding, so no family except my sister and her husband, but the mother-in-law was mad because we didn't invite anybody.
That's right. Sometimes it's less drama, less hassle. I mean, some people are the fan like, we're going to do a destination wedding. We're going to fly to Hawaii, and then if our friends and family want to foot the bill, we'll be there on the beach with a 6
You
or 8
can
or 10
show
of
up
them.
if you pay to show up.
Show up. Yeah. Otherwise, it's
You're
just going to
welcome.
be us standing there. But yeah, a couple years ago, some good friends of mine. I don't know if they're tuned in. Gerald Jost and Casey Jost. I got to officiate a wedding for the first time in my life 2 years ago. I married them. Good friends of mine, and it was awesome. It was really, really cool.
Is that the only time you?
One time.
Will you do it again if you asked?
Yeah. I don't want to go into the business of doing it, but if it was a friend or somebody that I could add something special to, you bet.
Do you? So being an attorney
Mhm.
and being able to marry people, because you do that too. Do you then tell them in the midst of you marrying them, give them the cost of divorce so that to let them know that it's not really worth? I'm just letting you know this. If you decide it doesn't work, you better figure it out, because this is how much that costs.
Well, I'll tell you what. With some friends of mine, if they were really good sports and I wasn't going to offend their parents too much, I'd work that into my presentation when they were standing at the altar. It's like, we all wish you the best of luck, but if you need a divorce, I'm not going to do that.
I'll cut 15% off of that for you.
I did inject a little humor into Gerald and Casey's wedding. I forget what it was. Gerald works at Costco, and during the early days of the pandemic, he was my TP connection. I mean, when the Billings police,
and you needed one,
he was
right?
your plug.
When the Billings police were posting people out there because people were getting in fights over toilet paper and they're rationing it, it was like a drug deal, dude. I'd meet him on the side of Costco at a pretty time. He'd bring out a whole thing of toilet paper. I'd slip him some money. It was like a drug deal. It was awesome. Here's my hookup.
I gotta tell you guys this story about that you brought this up. I was in Walmart at the height of COVID one time, right? And I'm walking down the aisles, and I see an aisle of empty toilet paper and a full aisle of canned goods. And I looked at my daughter and I said, "Yeah, we ain't gonna make it. We ain't gonna make it." If toilet paper was the be all of what we needed, and I'm seeing pinto beans and pork and beans and raviolis, and the aisle is full, we're not gonna make it.
if you're not eating at all, you don't need as much toilet paper, right?
Right.
How did toilet paper become the essential item in an apocalypse that we need?
I used to ask myself, I was like, why is this the thing? I get the antibacterial gel, but toilet paper? I was more worried about stockpiling booze. I was like, babe, we can get through anything, but we got to have enough booze to weather this storm,
And there was
we need
one
some
guy.
beer, we need some wine, we need some vodka. Let's get prepared. Get prepared for the apocalypse.
And there was probably one guy in the background. You're saying that, and there's always a guy in the background that's going, yeah. See how good he wipes his ass.
Bidets would have made a killing if they would have just pushed their advertisement in, like they're in the.
Don't you still need a rag or something for a bidet though?
You need something, but probably not as much. It's funny. I got a buddy who is also a very, very, very clever stand-up comedian. He's done the Comedy for a Cause. He's performed at the Alberta Bear in front of a packed house. His name is Cody Sutton. I don't know if he's tuned in today, but he had this bit where he talked about he bought like an aftermarket extra seat from Amazon that goes in the toilet, that it's heated and it has hot water. It's a bidet you put on top of your toilet seat.
It's an accessory for an already pre-built toilet.
And he talks about, he said, man, baby, it's life-changing. It is life-changing. It is so awesome.
I hear you when folks, they go to Japan. There's some very interesting things. I hear they have them all over in Japan. Bidets everywhere, all over, right?
In Canada, when we were up there, there was bidets all over, right? In Canada, the bidets, like in majority of the the restaurants and stuff we went to, they had bidets in there.
So everyone's spraying their ass out with the same water, like in their bits are going in the same thing.
No, it's still in the toilet. It connects to your toilet, so you you still flush it.
People use a faucet. I mean, that same theory would work there. So I'm just saying, though, we do that anyway.
No, it's not like it's not like a waterfall in your front yard where they keep recycling the same water. No.
Water. So you're good. You're good.
Yeah, it's nice to get out a little bit and see how the rest of the world poops, man. I had to go to Guatemala in 2011 for a friend's wedding. I was down there 11 days, and man, I got exposed to poverty and saw things. It was very, very eye-opening and makes you very appreciative for everything that we have. Every toilet in the whole country, there's a little trash can next to it. And you're supposed to throw your paper in there because their septic and their plumbing and their sewer system is so inadequate, and you don't flush anything other than what comes out of you. Even in a restaurant, a bar, a hotel, there's a little trash can next to the toilet, and that's where your TP is supposed to go. True story.
That's I don't know how to like that in a lot of. I would probably say majority of the world operates like that. I mean, majority of the world is under the poverty level. Yeah. I would assume so. I know there are a lot of countries in Africa that operate under the same thing. While I'm on the Africans, man, I Prince, you can do this. I can do this. Craig, you hold tight. Let me do this. Right? Did you know Africans don't really like Black Americans? Have you ever experienced that dynamic? It's the weirdest dynamic
well
ever.
It's because they say I'm African American, but you're not African,
and they're like African, and I always have to bite my tongue with this because I want to say you're better than me because you shit in your hand.
Good thing I'm Jamaican.
Yes, I said that, Craig. That's why I told you I got this one.
Right.
So where does the term African booty scratcher come from?
Well,
I've never fucking heard that.
So
I've not heard that either.
Okay, so there's a popular movie that's called Boys in the Hood.
Yes,
it is the movie. When you talk about urban life,
I've seen it. I've not heard that.
At the beginning of the movie, one of the I guess protagonist or people in that particular movie is a child. He starts as a child, and then the majority of the movie is about him as a teenager. But he was a smartass in class. So the teacher's like, okay, smartass, come up here and teach the class. So he's trying to teach the class and telling them, you guys know where Africa is. Supposedly the first man was found here, whatever. And one of the kids tells him, I ain't from Africa. I'm from Crenshaw Boulevard, he says. And he goes, no, you ain't. You're from Africa. And then the other kid tells him, you from Africa, you African booty scratcher. So this is where this comes from, right? So we've been on a hunt for the term African booty scratcher for the last, would that movie come out in 92? So is that 32 years, I think? So we've been trying to figure out for 32 years actually what is an African booty scratcher. I don't know if it's an African that scratches his ass or somebody else's.
Or maybe they use the back scratcher improperly.
I would assume they don't have one of those over there. So I don't know. What do Tribe? What do you think the term African booty scratcher comes from?
I don't know. I'm gonna.
We're all Googling African booty scratcher.
I'm gonna go to Urban Dictionary.
We're covering new ground here on the Justice League podcast. We will get you the information you need. For those who want to know what an African booty scratcher is, you are only seconds away from the answer. So, what do you think of African? Where do you think the term came from?
There's a movie called African Booty Scratcher.
I don't know if it's
what year did that movie
come
out?
2016.
Oh wow.
You got the Urban Dictionary, Craig?
There's two entries I found. This one's got 671 up, 164
This gonna be
down.
good. This gonna be good.
African booty scratcher. A simple crack with no literal definition. Its merits are only how funny and stupid it sounds, and there is no comeback after you have been called an African booty scratcher. Just walk away and live another day. Example, and your mama got big ashy lips, you African booty scratcher.
Hey, that was good, Craig.
Here's that one. There's the second definition. Long wooden object that scratches the body or any place of the body, primarily the gluteus maximus. Native Africans use this wooden object to scratch their unreachable body parts.
Better
Malcolm,
known as somebody else's penis.
You down with OPP? Malcolm, please retrieve me an African booty scratcher from the market when you go pick up the plantain, please.
Since when? Since when can't you reach your ass?
So yeah, and there's another one. It says is not someone who scratches his master's ass, but more of an asshole, a snitch, a coward.
That's probably what they was using it in the show.
Maybe. So Mike said, "I love a bidet, except the one time I got super high and thought I pushed the wash, then dry button, but I automatically pushed the dry button twice and had a rash for 2 weeks."
Mike, rough day, my brother Mike. Oh man,
Wait, you just sat there for the whole 2 cycles?
he was high, man. You give him a break.
So he's just
You
enjoying
should
the
know
drive.
better than anybody that this is possible, man.
Yeah, a lot of fuck shit happens when I'm high.
You know, you ain't in your right mind, so it happens, right?
Yeah.
You know, people get high and wait at stop signs for it to change green.
So Mike,
that actually happens.
so Mike up Hughes.
Oh, that's my good buddy Dr. Mike Uphughes. He's the reason I'm feeling a little groggy this morning because my wife and I went out with Dr.
Because
Dr.
they
Mike
were
and his,
saving lives at the rescue mission all night.
Well, this is what he asked you.
How are you feeling?
Because they were up all night saving lives at the rescue mission.
Dr. Mike Uphughes from Caduceus Medical Partners. He's got an office at Grand and 7th. It's kind of right across from that holiday, right before you go down that hill towards the high school. But Mike is a cannabis doc. He's a DO, and he's very 420 friendly, and he's got a business of getting people medical cards. And if you're interested in the consult, check out Dr. Mike Uphughes at Caduceus Medical Partners. But yeah, he's the reason I'm moving slow today because
I was trying to help Craig. He said,
yeah,
We help him out the building.
No, we had a great dinner with him and his beautiful bride Carol and my wife Katie and I, and we called local kitchen and bar ahead of time and asked them to chill a bunch of glasses for him because a cold beer is a happy beer. It's got to be cold. And so I'm feeling, I'm here. If this was at 10 a.m., I might have had to cancel, but it's 2, so I'm good.
you had a little recovery time.
I got my ginger ale here. That's why I'm drinking ginger ale.
You know, Craig, I'm kind of upset you didn't invite me.
Next time.
You know, you always need every now and then you need a little chocolate or a little brown in the scenario, Craig. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you need him so you can have street credit.
That's how it is, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
We
So
got you,
anytime,
Jason.
Anytime, Craig, like I seen this thing and I think that it should be implemented. You know, we have the big thing with saying the N-word. You know, the Caucasians not saying the N-word. You're not supposed to be doing this or whatever. I seen a skit that we figured it out. We've totally figured out how to get around this now. Caucasians never have to say it. You just get your black friend anytime that comes into a sentence, say, "Hey man, just chill out. You're still my," and then you just let me say it.
Yeah, you like tap him like.
Can I get a remote and be like,
like what's up, my?
Nah, man. Look, white people just don't say the word. Just don't say it.
That's what I'm saying.
Did you see
I will do it for you. I have a service. I'm starting a business to where I will say your N-word for you, and you will never be ostracized. You could never be fired. Nothing can ever happen to you because technically you never said it.
Did you see the news? It's not new now. It's been out for like a month, but the music video with Lil Mabu and I don't remember who he has with him, but that's how they did it. He's like,
"Oh yeah.
You can't say my nigga," and then he's all, "Yeah, but I'll have you say my," and then he just yells it into the mic.
So let's run them through one time. It's me, Craig. It's not you. This is how it works. This is a service we are going to provide to people in the community. So,
yo, what up, my
nigga?
How you doing, my
nigga?
We about to chill, my
nigga.
Yeah, but yeah. So okay,
that worked out pretty good.
It
That's a
fluid.
bit right there. That's a comedy bit, you guys. That's part of our comedy bit. We're doing that.
I do a little karaoke from time to time, maybe at the Crystal, the Red Door, probably more often than not. And every once in a great while, my wife will do some karaoke. And there's one duet we do. It was her idea. It's Forgot About Dre. So she
Oh,
does,
she can do it.
she does Eminem and I do Dre. But when I get to that point, I always say the word brothers because I ain't
Let
gonna
me
be
go.
saying the
Next
not
time you
even
do it, you
not
gotta
even
let
doing
me do the.
not even
Let me
doing a
do it for
karaoke
you.
song, man.
Wouldn't it be funny if Craig was doing it and every time he came to the
Just
word,
pass
I
the
would
word.
I would just say it?
Yeah.
You jump out from behind the stage.
Oh,
Yeah.
that would be
Oh.
epic.
So with the hard R, that's race, like racist. So the
Listen,
with the A, that's
okay, so I got a theory
But-
on this.
yeah.
I got a theory on the A though, right?
But back in
Okay,
the
I'm
South,
glad,
the
I'm
South,
glad
the-
you brought this up.
was
right?
it the UH?
Everybody says this, right? They're like, and this is dead serious, right? This is what I'm more scared of as a human being in my life. I was never scared of the ER by a Caucasian
scared
or
of the
any
yeah.
other race that used the ER. Never worried about that. That's not a person. I'm not worried about that person. That person's not really a threat. They're just trying to piss you off, right? Anytime I heard the AH on the end of it and it was anything below the Mason-Dixon line, I was trying to get the hell out of there because there was history in that AH, that the way they said it, right? There was a comfort, there was a certain comfort and a certain believability that whatever they were saying pre getting to that point of the AH. So if it was like, I'm gonna something, you better get out of here. You might not make it home. And they dropped the AH. I knew there was a reasonable
Shit
chance.
just got real.
I knew there was a reasonable chance I probably wouldn't make it home if I didn't get out of there.
See, the one I was always scared of is when they say yeah, like yeah, it before they hit ga.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's the AH is like back
Any-
slavery
any-
days.
Anybody that drops the AH and is over 60 or 70, I believe them. I believe I may be in trouble. So I'm just Jason says we should market that little thing that we did right there. I think we should too.
He says, okay, what is it? Craig can recite movies verbatim.
Craig, did you go to Journey?
Did I go to Journey?
I'm just asking.
He says he's the biggest Journey fan on the planet.
Okay, you're gonna learn something about me now. My whole life, my favorite band since I was age 12, which is a mere 44 years ago, has been Journey. The first time I saw Journey was in May 10th, 1981 at the Spectrum in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania with Greg Kinn opening up on the Escape Tour. I was 13.
Oh, wow.
The sixth time I saw Journey was 2 weeks ago here in Billings. That was concert number 6. I saw him once with Steve, 5 times with Arnell, and 3 times from the front row, including 2 weeks ago here in Billings.
No, I'm mad because people said Craig has tickets. And I'm a huge Journey fan.
You know what I did? And got a shout out to Willie Tyler at My 105.9 because this is the
shout out to Will.
I'm a huge Journey fan. As soon as they announced the concert, I went to one of the pre-sellers and I paid a lot of money to be in the front row because it's Journey, man. Every time I see them, I'm like, how long are they gonna be doing? Neil Sean is 70 years old. How long can he keep doing this? And man, he put on a hell of a show. So I put on tickets. I take a lot before, more than probably should have been. Hey, it's Journey. Then My 105.9 was giving them away, so I had this extra set of tickets. I had a couple friends who were going to buy them, and they're like, "I'll give you $100." And it got to be within like 5 or 6 days of the concert, and I said, I don't have to sell these tickets. They were given to me. I said, I'm going to put something on Facebook, and I tried to word my post. I said, I've got tickets. Do you know somebody who would really like to go, but it's kind of in a tough spot and just simply can't afford them? You know, somebody's in a tough place that would like to have these tickets. I said, don't post here, DM me. And I got a bunch of people that just like, I want the tickets. I'm like, man, you got a job. Come on. What do you know?
That is not what I meant.
No, a good friend of mine reached out to me. And she said, me and my husband, we really can't afford to. We'd love to go. And I've known this girl for long. I'm not going to call her out on the show, but I gave her the tickets. And she and her husband went, and she sent me a really nice text afterwards and thanked me for the tickets. And I said, and then she actually sent me a picture that she took from her seats, showing me in the front row throwing horns to Arnell Pineda, and that was really
awesome.
really cool. I'll try to find that.
So, the original member was the guitarist, right?
Yeah, the only person on that stage that was the original charter member of Journey going back to 1974 is Neil Sean.
Yeah.
Neil Sean, who's a guitar god, Neil Sean dropped out of high school and joined a band called Santana when he was 15 years old.
No way.
15.
No way.
Journey grew out of the ashes of Santana. That's where Neil Sean and Greg Rowley first came out of Santana.
That's insane.
So yeah, I've been there for all the different incarnations. Steve Perry, the greatest voice to ever pick up a microphone. He's 75 now. Here's the fact, man. Steve Perry can't even sing Steve Perry anymore. He's 75 years old.
There's something wrong. He can't.
Well, biology takes over.
Right.
You can't sing like that. But Arnell did a real respectable job, and he's so energetic. And like I said, this is my 6th Journey concert, 5th one with Arnell, and I just hope maybe there's a 7th someday because it's my favorite band of my life.
Arnell, he did the voice good. Like I thought he was the original singer, and I'm like, he looks kind of young to be the lead singer.
Arnell's been in the band for 15 years, and
he's legit.
Steve Perry, those are impossibly big shoes to fill. You're trying to fill the shoes of one of the greatest rock and roll vocalists to ever pick up a microphone at the heights of his career when he was a vocal Olympian, and almost nobody can do that. But Arnell does a damn good job. A funny story about Arnell: Neil Sean found Arnell on YouTube singing in a bar in Manila in the Philippines. So he gets in contact with him. He says, "Hey, this is Neil Sean from Journey," and Arnell's like, "The fuck it is."
Stop playing with me.
Yeah, get off my phone. Get off my phone, ninja. You know?
Let's do it. So redo it. So get off my phone.
So what he said is, Neil Sean, get off my phone.
Niggle.
Oh my God. So anyways,
it doesn't get any better than that.
So Neil Sean, he calls him again. He talks. He said, "Dude, seriously, I've seen you singing. We want you to come over and audition." So Arnell Pineda, who's singing in a bar band in Manila, gets on a plane, comes to the U.S. He gets to customs, and they said, "Sir, what is your business here in this country?" He says, "I'm auditioning for Journey." And they're like, "Yeah, no." He's like, "Serious? I'm auditioning for Journey." He's like, "Sing for us," and he sings for him. He sings for customs.
Go ahead, go. Yep, you can go.
But no, he does a great job. I thought that was the original singer, but then look at, like, I had to Google and all that, and
he is so amazing. And to go back to Steve, right? Steve is one of the artists I think that have two of the most one of the most unique voices I've ever heard. The other one is Luther Vandross. They're just
not Freddie.
No, no, not that guy at all.
Freddie Mercury.
Freddie Mercury is one, but he's just a tick under those guys, but he's there, right? For me, it's Steve and Luther. Those guys are heavyweights on a way that if you've ever heard anybody really be able to mimic them, I think they get extra credit because of the notes and how they deliver it. It's so taxing on the vocal cord to be able to do that.
This is the text that the girl I gave the tickets to sent me. That's me. That's me in the front row.
That's awesome.
She sent me this. She said, it was so cool seeing you in your natural habitat.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I seen the post. I didn't say anything. I didn't have tickets. I was freshly home from taking the girls to go see Nicki Minaj in Las Vegas, and I was tired. So, but I wanted to go. I seen Tribe. I was living vicariously through Tribe the same way he did me with Nicki in Vegas. So I'm looking at some of his snaps. I'm kind of trying to float around and see if I could catch people's snaps and yeah, Journey's.
Was that the show you were at? And I thought you were at the Toto show.
That's the same show.
Toto.
Toto same show.
Toto was fantastic.
Yes,
they were fantastic.
Damn, I didn't know it was the Journey show. I would have wanted to go.
And I'll tell you something else, little known fact, because I used to play guitar in a band back in college, like a lifetime ago. Eddie Van Halen's guitar hero most of his life, Steve Lukather from Toto. That was Eddie Van Halen's guitar hero. True story.
That's how the stuff is interconnected is just, just amazing, man. And those, I'm not saying the artist of today, I don't want to be one of these guys, an old time guy, and all the guys here are terrible, but we don't have really artists that play instruments anymore. You don't really have that anymore. That's the thing about a concert like this Journey Toto show, man. No sequencers, no tape, no pre-recorded backup vocals, none of that. These guys are playing and they're singing. Well, they're performers.
Yeah.
And actual musicians. There's a different level. Like and I'm not saying we all went to the Kevin Gates show. There's a clear difference between watching the Kevin Gates and the Journey. I mean, you don't have to like the music. There's a clear difference in the professionalism and the level of performing.
Well, what would you say the difference between Nicki Minaj? Because you love that show, you said.
I did, and there's no comparison.
No comparison.
No, it's not on the same thing.
I've never been to a rock show.
But a rock, country, all that, they come up with all the instrumentals themselves because they have to perform these songs. So everything is an instrument,
right?
Unlike a hip hop show where you just get a beat made and play on the back or on the back end while you're performing.
That's true, and these things are genre specific. I mean, I don't think it's fair to criticize hip hop artists and say, "Hey, man, you're not playing it live." It's a whole different kind of music.
That's true, though. That's
I mean, on a hip hop show, you got a lot of canned music, and you just can't reproduce a lot of that stuff.
Right.
But it was really. Do you remember an old MTV show called Unplugged where bands were up?
Yes.
The challenge with Unplugged was not this big stage, explosions and lights. You're going to play acoustic instruments, and you're going to really, really play. We're going to strip this down to bare bones, and it's going to be you, and it's going to be live, and you're going to bare your soul to these people. If you have the guts, come on. You know who did it Unplugged? LL Cool J,
and it was great.
It's awesome.
Jay-Z also did one too, right?
Did one, and Nirvana. Those are three that I remember that were game changing.
Yeah,
the acoustic set.
But I remember LL Cool J. I was like, now that man is talented.
Yeah, he's really talented.
The beef I have with hip hop artists is like, they use all these effects on their voice to,
everybody's singing with auto tune now. Everybody sounds the same, like Post Malone and everybody else.
See, he's
a youngster, so he don't understand. Yeah.
Because he over auto tunes his artists all the time.
Oh, I do not over auto tune my artists. I give them that.
Tribe. That was Tribe got a little bing bing in there real quick.
Tribe just backhanded me, bro.
He over auto tunes his artist. It's not that he auto tunes them; he does it too much.
He almost sounds like that Daft Punk song,
No, I don't. When we play music, we'll throw in one of my songs, and then he can judge himself.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, and that's how people are making music these days. But back when Journey was making hit records, Steve Perry sang that shit. I mean, that was his voice.
He sang it
unadulterated. Now, anybody with a Pro Tools software and a good app can sound good. It's different. It's not the kind of live show that I would appreciate as much as what I did, when I saw Journey and Toto.
Yeah,
auto-tune may be the greatest equalizer.
Craig knows his music,
but I was in a band for.
But auto-tune doesn't fix bad singers.
You
can't fix that. But it does help even the playing field a little bit. But I would say anybody can learn to be an engineer, which I think is what you were trying to say. So anybody that can get the DAW can learn how to use it, and then you can make any music.
But to perform it, how are you going to auto tune while you're performing?
You can, but you don't want to. People kind of frown on that.
But that's like when I saw Post Malone on Saturday Night Live, and he was fantastic. But
did he auto tune on live?
I believe so. Go back and look at it. Let me know, but it sounded to me like he was auto tuning.
I didn't watch it. So
I've heard Post do singing when he's not auto tuning, and there's a big difference.
Or T-Pain.
T-Pain's pretty good singing.
T-Pain's amazing.
Like T-Pain. When I think I seen him do War Pigs.
At the bar,
it's amazing. Wow.
At the bar that he performs there every week. Every week he performs there live.
On YouTube. It's amazing.
It's amazing. I grew up with that stuff. I mean, my older brother, he was 3 years older than me. When we grew up, he was listening to Zeppelin, Hendrix, The Doors, and Black Sabbath, and that's it. Over and over and over. Those 4 bands, man.
Black Sabbath is so unique. You have like people. I believe Ozzy had to come back because Ronnie was too good. Like Ronnie was his own animal, and he was like, "Yeah, they might be all right. I better go back because I'm a Dio fan." So.
Ronnie James Dio was such an incredible vocalist.
Fantasy rock at the highest level.
Oh yeah, and everybody that has met him that talks about him will say he was such a nice, gracious, down to earth, salt of the earth, just wonderful, decent human being.
3'2".
Yo,
Yeah, tiny.
we grew up on way different rock. I was listening to like Ronnie Radke. I thought that's who you guys were talking about when you said Ronnie.
Oh.
I grew up on
Yeah,
that kind of stuff.
there are some generational gaps going on here. I'm talking about Ronnie James here, but then again, I'm 56, man. How old are you?
24.
All right, man. So
Yeah, I grew up on all that. I also grew up on like CCR, uh, like
Corn.
no, not that, but all the classic rock. You know,
Rush.
The
Uh,
Fogerty was
Do you count the Eagles as rock?
yeah.
it's kind of
I listen. I
Americana.
listen to the Eagles.
Yeah,
That's what I listen.
I saw the Eagles. Eagles did a show here. God, 15, 18 years ago at the Metro. And I got to see them, and they were fantastic. I could talk music all day. I mean, I used to play guitar. I was in a band all through college and summer before I went to law school, and I've been a huge fan of music my entire life. I've seen just about every band I've ever wanted to see, other than never seen U2, and I've never seen any incarnation of Zeppelin.
Prince.
No, I didn't get a chance to see Prince, man. Damn it.
Don't worry, you'll get to see me soon.
Right on. Right on.
oh,
You know
No,
what?
the symbol. The
out
symbol.
out of all the Super Bowl halftime shows, and I said this even before he passed on, Prince is my favorite. Go
Prince
back and
is-
watch the YouTube of that show in
Oh, and
Miami.
it was real. He played live. He
I-
actually played.
I
He
don't
played-
know. The
he
Dre, the West Coast one was pretty good.
That was pretty good.
That was good.
And you know what? And this year, man, Usher was fantastic. And you know what? He was singing. He wasn't lip syncing.
performed.
He was singing, and that's tough to do when you're dancing around like that. He is incredibly talented. When I saw how good that performance was, I've watched it a few times since. I'm like, man, he is not resting on his laurels. He's still putting the work in.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
probably dancing in front of the mirror every day. I mean, he was dynamite. God, that was a good halftime show.
Yeah, it was he had the great thing about the Usher set was, and I like the way he had other people that were included.
Yeah,
Usher
Little
set,
John,
but there was
Ludacris.
a lot of other people that was included on the set that made it.
Alicia Keys.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Alicia Keys' husband did not appreciate.
Oh, he
what Usher was.
he came out about it, and
Yeah.
it was just
He was
it was
cool.
work.
It was like it's work. So yeah, but he was very friendly with Alicia Keys. I don't blame him.
It's Alicia Keys,
It's
man.
I mean,
She's one of my favorite.
shoot your shot, buddy.
Yeah, she's one of my favorite. I don't know if you call her an R&B singer or a pop singer, but Alicia Keys is incredibly talented. Incredibly talented.
And a real musician too.
Yeah,
might I?
yeah,
She's a real musician.
She writes
so.
those songs. She plays her piano. Yeah, absolutely.
Mike Up Hughes says loved old school Public Enemy.
Yes.
He said Sex Pistol,
Oh yeah.
Generation X.
Oh man, he knows his work. Okay.
Yeah, Mike.
I
Dr. Mike
only-
was I think he's a punk rock guy back in the day, and I think he
The
actually used
Ramones?
to sing.
I only know
he
the
used to
Ramones.
sing in a punk band. I think.
I only know the Ramones.
Dr.
out of
Mike
that.
used to sing in a band.
Yeah. He showed me a picture, man. He was like a Johnny Rotten looking dude, and he was bringing it.
Okay, Dr. Mike. All respect from the Justice League podcast.
So you hear that, Prince?
I'll
Yeah.
tell you what.
The lawyer, the doctor, they did music in them, so you have potential.
Hey,
I think it'd be great to get Dr. Mike on here and talk
yes,
about
Dr.
medicine,
Mike, will you come on?
talk
please?
about cannabis.
But
He's
they
a
were-
real interesting guy.
They
Yeah,
were
we
in
wanna get
bands.
'em on.
They were in bands. My job is to make other people sound good, so I think I'm probably fine.
So join a band. You could be a lawyer. You could be a doctor.
True. I should join Chevy Walker. He's looking for
Yes,
bandmates. I
yes.
play. I play 8 instruments.
So this is what we got to do, and so since you're here, Craig, we're we have a dual threat podcasting show. We have some fun. I think we're having a great time. I think you'd all agree, but we have bills to pay and we have some things to do. So
Yeah.
we have a show announcement that we have to announce that I think the ladies may be interested in. What do you think?
I think I saw that on Facebook.
Yes. So we have the Hunks live. Coming to Bullwhackers Lounge and Casino, located at 1517. Time starts at 8. Say this now on the poster. There's a bit of a snafu. It's my fault or whatever. I thought that it was a distinguishing point without a difference, but apparently it is. So on our poster, we have buy 2 tickets, get 1 free. Actually, what we have is bucket. So every
Oh.
ticket is worth 2 people getting in. So I just want you guys to know when you're out buying your tickets for this thing, and you can get your tickets at Bullwhackers. You can get them at Bullwhackers, or you can get them on the event page for the show. Also, you can message myself. You can message Prince. You can message Tribe. We will make sure we get you guys the tickets. But we wanted to make sure because we know, we don't want people complaining, and we want people to have a good experience. So just remember, 1 ticket is worth 2 admissions.
Are you going to be there?
I'll be on the stage, buddy.
I was going to say, I don't know if that's an event that I can go to.
I'm jiggling and wiggling. I'm, inflation is something else right now. You gotta get a part-time job.
So this
City and Mel Review.
I was in college during my band days. I had a connection, and during spring break, they asked me to go out and be a cocktail server at some of these shows. So I got to be a cocktail server.
So what were you wearing?
Oh no,
Nothing.
Well,
he said, "Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute now."
A bow tie and some.
No, man.
Wearing.
I had like jeans on and a shirt. I had hair down to here about.
Katie
that,
is really all of a sudden the volume went up on the. On
I was going to say,
like,
did he say jeans or G-string?
Jeans, man. Jeans.
Okay.
Man. No banana hammock. So, but I got to watch these guys do these shows, and there would be no men in the bar other than them and me and maybe the bouncer or the bartender or something like that. And women get crazy. They get crazy. Oh,
women
man.
are so much worse than men,
Absolutely.
and it's not even close, and it's accepted. If I have often said it because I promoted these events before, and I've often all be in prison right now.
Absolutely. I've been out to Planet Lockwood many years ago, but what they've got going on out there is like
It's
Sunday
tame.
school compared to what these
It's
women
not
do
even on the
shows.
same level, right? Out there is regulated. The guys are expected to behave themselves to a certain level. You will be escorted out of there immediately. I noticed women don't follow rules at all. At all.
They get drunk.
At all.
Oh, they just start grabbing whatever's in front of them. They're grabbing. I'm walking by trying to serve drinks. They're grabbing me. I'm like, come on, I got a job to do here, lady.
It was Craig. I realized, when you're in a relationship, sometimes there's this kind of this, like the male is always trying to convince the female to have a sexual relationship in some way. So we're basically begging, right?
Yeah.
Watching this show, I know that's horse shit. They wanted way more than we wanted. And the shit that goes on in their mind is way worse than the stuff that goes on in our mind. And it ain't even close. And the difference is we think that stuff and go to a strip club and we just think it. They think it and actually do some of that stuff in action.
Yeah, they think it and then they say it and then they do it.
All right, let's see if this works. Hold on. All right,
let's do it.
Hill, I appreciate that. She's given me permission to go to the show. So
no, and we got to ask Maddie because we got to get with them because you're performing that night.
Yeah, we got to ask Maddie.
And you're performing too.
Yeah,
right?
we got to ask Maddie if I can.
Oh,
go.
I got to ask Maddie. You were looking at so.
Oh yeah, we're not regulated by shit. We can play.
We can do whatever we want. Yes.
Yeah. What the fuck?
You can see the banana hammock or not.
Our internet spotty today. They got something going on here at the bar. They have is it a pool tournament?
Yes,
they do.
Yeah, they got a pool tournament going on. So
Which,
there's a lot of
Craig,
people on
isn't
the
this cool?
internet.
Like we could just put this stuff up in this show. We can't do this on the other show. We can't do none of this stuff. So
Okay.
This is a good time. This has been a good time.
Hold on.
And I'd like to offer a little congratulations to Prince and to Tribe. We have officially crossed over.
Prince, let's give him a live show right now.
All right, let me hop up on the table. Give me a couple minutes.
Craig, scoot over.
Yeah. I want to get out of the way if there's going to be appendages flying around.
Appendages.
But yes, so come support us the
and the hunks,
the,
and we will actually be doing a podcast that day. We haven't decided what we'll do, if we'll be podcasting on the night of. We'll be doing our podcast on the recommended time that we always do it, but we may or may not have a extra show later that night. We have to all talk about that.
Are we just commenting on the guys dancing?
Well, they may come over and do some interviews with us in real time.
and more on the business end.
We have the ability to do something different with this podcast that other people haven't been able to do. So why not use it for our advantage?
Fred invited him over.
Yeah, I swear to God, I'm gonna be sick.
Listen, you're gonna be all right, okay?
Fred's gonna get rid of all the chairs and be like, right here.
Sit on my I have a seat right here for you.
He's gonna be wearing his Taylor Swift shirt.
Oh
no,
he's gonna get the most attention.
Oh man, Hill strikes everywhere. Even when she's not in the comments, she strikes. Tribe, I'm taking you to dinner tonight. This is what you're doing to me.
Hill said, "Nope, y'all taking pointers."
Yeah, I'll take pointers.
The only one I've seen on the poll is him.
I thought we all had pointers, or I may be wrong about that.
No, some of us have double belly buttons.
I don't know, Tribe. You got 32 kids. Your pointer seems to be working well, my friend.
32, man. Nick Cannon got nothing on you.
I know.
Nick Cannon can't touch him.
But Nick Cannon has different baby mamas.
I used to be like
Poor
the reigning champ on Jenga. But now, like, with this many kids, I lose all the time because my pull-out game's weak.
Shit.
There you go, man. You got to try that at an open mic.
The next Tribe novel coming out called Weak Pull-Out Game. A Life in the Making of 32 Children.
He's been practicing for a long time.
Yeah, because we are switching to polygamy. So we're gaining Maddie.
So do you gain Prince as a husband too, or how does that? How's all that working?
I'm like
housekeeper.
I'm like the redheaded stepchild.
The housekeeper.
Yes, the housekeeper.
I cannot wait to go to dinner at this house. You guys, wow. I will be reporting the next show after that. I'll be like, you have no idea what I just seen over there.
Do you know if that was true? Do you know how many kids we would have running around the house between you and me?
How many kids you would be taking care of?
36.
Yes. You'll be taking care of all the kids while I'll be making more.
Oh, shit.
You better not let Tribe anywhere near Maddie.
Maddie, get off the motherfucking
Maddie may have
podcast.
quadruplets. Like you keep it away from her.
She said she wanted to be part native. So.
I am part native.
Does she want Blackfeet in her?
I told you I'm not going over there. Stop. Wow.
Hey.
Wow. We have taken a turn.
Look at the bottom of your palms. The bottom of your palms and your feet. You guys ain't black?
My feet might be black right now. I ain't gonna lie.
You know why you do? I got a joke for you. You guys know why our hands are white?
Why? Because then we got painted.
We were hands and your feet against the wall like this.
Yeah.
Man.
I'm going there.
Okay, go there.
So you guys don't get the cotton dirty?
Oh man.
Keep it pure, baby.
You know what? Just because we have pride in the quality of work we do, so be it.
Bro, I'm one of you. I'm one of you.
No,
I'm Cherokee.
I was watching this one video where this kid was talking, or the guy was talking about going on a field trip, and they took him to a cotton field, and
and they gave him cotton.
Yeah, or they gave him bags to go pick cotton.
What do you do, Chris? I want to know. You're the teacher. You go
bags.
on a field trip to just a cotton field, right? You're not thinking you got a black person as a student, and they're giving out bags of cotton. Do you say? Do you let it go down? What can you do?
Yeah, it's too late then. You can't say to one child, you don't have to do this. You're going to be excluded. And you should have thought about that before you scheduled the damn field trip.
Yeah. Like, who didn't think of that? Like,
take him to a fair or a carnival or amusement park,
or even a farm.
Take him to SeaWorld. Look at the fish.
Nobody was like, I don't know if this is a good place to take LaShawn.
Take this shot.
But yeah, but as soon as they get done picking cotton, they get ready to get on the bus, and they're like, "Give us your bags."
They start weighing them.
Oh,
You
man.
know, how do you take the bags going? Like, that's wait a minute. They were like, okay, good kids, let us get the bags from
Free
you.
labor.
Oh my
And
God.
called it a field trip.
Oh Lord.
Dude.
Well, I think that goes. Listen, I think that is par for the course. I mean, when they told those Africans, they told them they were all going to a 3-steak dinner in Alabama. Didn't turn out that way. Just saying though. So false marketing has been going on for a while. Just saying.
Long time.
So you guys, we are.
Wait,
That's what I was saying.
Hill was like, "Yeah, I'll take Prince. I need to take my frustration out on someone. I'll be like, Prince, put on some boxing gloves, are on so we can spar."
Yeah, I'm getting my ass kicked.
You mean I'm going every time I go over Prince's house or to Tribe's house? That Prince happens to be the housekeeper there. Prince got some black eyes, mouth is. What happened, man? He'll keep sparring me.
Keeps.
Yeah, she said I would hand one kid a whip, tell him to make the other kids work faster. Tides
Oh,
tides
man.
have turned, and
Man.
Mike up Hugh says, have them do Eli Whitney's work. Who's Eli Whitney?
I don't know, man. That's probably some highbrow reference that I didn't catch, so I got to Google that.
She was. I think
know,
she was
you know what
referring
I-
to
you know
the
what I
one
love?
kid that was.
You know what
that's
I love
probably
when
there
I
that
hear
was black.
when I hear
Uh-huh.
modern people talk about like slavery or anything. They'll be like, "I wouldn't have done nothing until you would have got hit with that bullwhip, and you would have been like, you have more bags back there?
Just got a few more bags.
You got any more bags back there? I could do more. Yeah,
So how did a whip turn from a torture into a pleasure?
I'm
Eli-
pretty. I'm
Some
pretty.
people
I'm
like
pretty.
pain.
I'm pretty sure his name was Brad.
Eli Whitney invented the cotton chin.
Son of a bitch.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he said he invented the cotton gin. Prince.
Oh, you guys didn't know that every black person has a picture of Eli Whitney in their house?
It's on the shrine.
Yeah, right next to
It's
Martin Luther King.
Right up there next to Black Jesus, right?
Right next to Black Jesus, Martin Luther King, and JFK is Eli Whitney right down the. Yeah, yep, that's about right.
Okay, Hill says Prince may always have a black eye and a fat lip, but he'll always have nice shoes. Though, Tribe will always make sure.
Shit, at least someone's gonna look out
Wait a
for me in
minute,
the
you
house.
notice she didn't say her though.
Yeah, Tribe's
She
gonna look
said,
out
I'm
for me.
whooping ass and Tribe's buying trinkets.
Tribe's making up for it later.
Yeah, it's a hush gift. Like, don't tell nobody.
Don't tell nobody you just got your ass whooped.
Hill got some Ike Turner in her, man. I'm not even joking. That's kind of funny.
Oh yeah,
I know you're talking about the other Prince, but I am a scorcher guitar player. I appreciate that.
So you said you play 8 instruments?
Yes, I do.
Right on. What do you play?
Play piano, guitar, the flute, the drums, saxophone, violin. I count the recorder, but I count that kind of with the clarinet. But I play the recorder and the clarinet; those are just the same thing. And then I play not the same thing, but I count them.
I gotta say,
And then the violin.
You're good.
Right on.
all up from a push of a button.
No, not all from a push of a button, but I can't do that too.
You are talented, but I gotta say, Carl Hyman is a better guitar player than you, for sure.
No, Carl's amazing. I know who you're
Yeah,
referring. It
yeah,
took me a
he
minute
is.
to put that name back, but yeah, he's amazing.
From
Chevy's
the
amazing
band,
too.
From the band Righteous Vendetta out here, signed band. Carl, my guy, amazing guitar player.
So do you write your own stuff and put out your own stuff?
Yeah, I write my own stuff and put out my own
Great.
stuff.
What's the genre? How would you characterize it?
Me? I'm more like either rage music or R&B, but all like hip hop related.
Awesome.
And then I have rock artists. I have one country artist, which I don't like country music, and then I got the rest of the artists are all hip hop.
Right on.
Couple of R&B.
A great sign of a great producer is being able to produce music outside of what you personally like.
Right.
So,
But-
just saying.
You know, It is already 4:00.
Is it really?
Flew
Yeah.
by,
That
baby.
2 hours flew by pretty quick.
Yes, and there was a lot of questions I wanted to ask Craig, but you
Well,
know,
I'll come back. I'll come back in a few months.
Ye-
Whenever you need me, man.
yeah, with Kate.
Yeah.
This
Oh,
is
yeah.
this is gonna be the real part 2.
Craig with Kate. I'm excited because I could just tell by the comments that she produced in here that it's going to be a lot of fun, Craig.
Oh, she brings the fire. Yeah,
Oh,
she,
yeah.
she is no shrinking violet, man. Believe me.
So Craig, what do you think? Before you get out of here, what's your impression of the new setup? What we got going on here?
This has been really fun, man. I dig it, man. I was telling Freddie before we went on the air, I don't think I'd set foot in Bullwhackers in maybe 15 or 20 years. And I asked him if he remembered the old bathrooms, and he said, "Let me think." I said, "If you have to think about it, you don't remember them."
Yes.
Because you guys might be too young to remember this. But when I first moved to town, I used to come shoot pool here. The bathrooms are very unique. Inside the men's bathroom, it was wallpapered, ceiling to floor, on every single wall, Playboy centerfolds.
Really?
The women's bathroom was wallpapered, ceiling to floor on every wall, Playgirl centerfolds. Every bathroom was just plastered with nude photos of like Miss Playboy of the Month for the last 7 years. I mean, everywhere. So that's what I remember about Bullwhackers, man. The bathrooms have changed. They cleaned them up a little bit. But, you know, maybe they
cleaned
should bring
them
it back once in a while just for nostalgia. I don't want to offend anybody. And, of course, if you do the men's bathroom, you got to do the women's bathroom as well. But that's what I remember about Bullwhackers.
That's pretty cool.
That's so you may or may not frequent this once in a while, maybe now. Just kind of mosey on through.
Absolutely.
It's really a great place. They've allowed us to do this. So we want to give a big shout out to Bullwhackers, Smoke and Vape.
Bullwhackers Lounge. They have
Yes.
8 or
Yes,
9
eight or nine pool tables.
Bullwhackers Casino. They have what five or six U1 games. Those are your Vegas style games.
Right.
And then the new Smoke and Vape shop. Get down there for all your vape, cigar, any of your smoking needs. And it's affordable. It's
Yeah.
The prices are good.
And we wouldn't be able to do the show the way that we do this if they weren't as gracious as letting us come in here and do it. We've been doing this show since January 20th. Is that right?
I think so.
Yep.
We just pushed over in that time the 10,000 mark. So the show's doing better actually than the Wilburn show, and thank God. So everything is for a reason. We wanted to do this for a while we were doing the Wilburn show. We talked about doing it. We knew we were going to do some facet of it, but things be as they may, we had to expedite the process, and we are here, and I'm pretty ecstatic with what we got going on with this. So
Right. Mike Up Hughes says we need a pink underwear podcast.
Ooh, I got you.
That's a private joke, but it's not going to be private in a second here.
Now he's gonna leak it.
Dr. Mike Uphughes, real Renaissance guy, also a very, very accomplished magician. I'm serious. I mean, a big time magician. And I had him over the house doing magic at my Super Bowl party for my guests. And he did magic. And then I'm downstairs putting the booze away. And he was flashing his pink underwear because he's just kind of an exhibitionistic guy. And then the next morning, I'm like, he left him hanging in the basement from a bottle of rum. I'm like, what the?
Dr. Mike did this?
Dr. Mike did this.
Dr. Mike, we got to hang out with Dr.
And
Mike.
then
Clearly, we got to hang out with
matter
him.
of fact, I didn't return his pink underwear to him until last night. We had dinner. I put him in a Ziploc bag. But I messed him, did a magic trick. I had a little bit of pink fabric, and I made him think I was wearing his underwear. And not until the end of the dinner did I actually give him back his underwear, because my wife had him in her purse in a Ziploc bag. But yeah, so Mike, you got Mike Uphughes on. You can talk about music, medicine, cannabis, magic, and pink underwear. He'd be a fantastic guest.
Well, I got to ask you the question since you put it out there.
Yeah.
Did you smell him?
Fuck no.
But he smelled the wife's purse afterwards. But Mike Uphughes, message me directly, and let's schedule you to come on.
Yes, let's do it.
Yeah. So again, this is episode 7.
Yep.
Season 1 of the Justice League podcast.
Gentlemen, thanks for having me on today. I really had a good time. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
No, thank you for coming
back.
on.
You're coming back.
Yes.
You're a part of this. The
You
fabric
got it.
of this
You got
thing.
it. Happy to.
So, gentlemen, any shout outs that you guys want to give before we get out of here? I know we're running a little over, but
I shout out to my wife Hill for always holding it down. Shout out to fucking Coach for ruining my son's
For ruining your day.
He went right back to it.
Yes.
That's
And
great.
yeah, just shout out to Bullwhackers for giving us this opportunity, and Jason, and shout out to all you guys.
And Jackie.
And Jackie. Jackie's always providing me with my water, my pitcher of water.
Every time.
Yes.
My shout outs obviously to Maddie, my woman, to my kids.
And Tribes.
Yeah, and Tribes. Shout out to you guys for, helping elevate my game a little bit. That's literally it. Shout out to Bullwhackers. And that song that y'all said yay to, Cold Weather by Lil Stackin', is now out on Spotify. Well, and all platforms.
Right on. And I'm going to give a shout out to my beautiful, amazing wife, Katie Huso. And maybe we'll get you on here sometime. And my good friend, Dr. Mike Uphughes with the pink underwear. I think he's going to be a guest on here eventually. And you're going to find him extremely fascinating. Real Renaissance guy, man. Real interesting guy. And, of course, shout out to Bullwhackers for letting Freddie and Prince and Tribe put this on. And shout out to you guys. Thanks for having me. I had a blast today. Thank you.
You feel better he included you?
Yes. I feel great.
First and foremost, I want to give a shout out to the No Runner family, to the Sanchez family, to the Hensel family, to Tucker's family, to Jason's family, all the folks that have been on here and helped us make this thing work.
Leif.
And Leif, and definitely Leif. I want to give a shout out to the Billings community and, to the rest of the nation and the world. What we're trying to do, we're doing something unconventional where we come from. The hardest thing that you do sometimes is building a path to something that doesn't quite exist yet, and you guys giving us a space to be able to do that, so we appreciate that. I also want to give a shout out to my children, the mother of my children. Obviously I wouldn't have them without them, and my family, and that's pretty much all I got today. It was a really fun show to have you on, Craig. Thank you for coming over. We want to give a shout out to Hensel Law. You guys remember, to all your personal and injury needs, be sure you go to Hensel Law, because if he doesn't win your case, you don't pay. So just remember that.
That's true. You get messed up in an accident, call Hensel Law at 406-325-7000. Again, that's Craig Hensel with Hensel Law, 406-325-7000.
And what was your slogan? You chase the ambulances?
Well, yeah. Basically, I chase ambulance. Yeah, that's what I do. No, man, I try to maximize.
He said I'm real fast too.
I try to maximize recoveries for my clients. Try to make sure they're getting treated fairly by insurance companies who don't always play by the rules. Try to make sure my clients get their medical bills paid, they get their lost wages, they get reasonable compensation for pain and suffering and aggravation. And being in an accident can turn your whole life upside down, and you need somebody skilled that knows Montana insurance law to help you navigate that process. And I'll hold your hand through all of that. And I just want my clients to get everything taken care of, get all the medical treatment they need, get back to life, and let me handle all the hassle and the dealing with the insurance company. Craig with Hensel Law.
Nice. And again, the Hunk Show,
April 11th.
April 11th. That's a Thursday, right?
That's a Thursday night, 8 to 10 here at Bullwhackers.
8 to 10. So, come down, get your tickets. Come support Bullwhackers, the Justice League podcast.
Buy one ticket and get admission for two people. Just remember that distinction with this. Buy one ticket. Buy one ticket and get two admissions.
And we will be here, is what the boys are saying.
So you buy one, get one free, right?
Yes, and we will be here that night, which is a Thursday. We'll be here that night.
All right, and this has been
another edition
of the Justice League, and we are out.
Yes,